Here we go. I'm just slowly waiting for it to actually start up on Crafter's phone here because apparently it's not doing that. Apparently it's gonna... Oh wait, no, here we go. Alright. So what is up, party people? It is the lead of all of the plaza, Glamrock Coffee here. And I'm joined today once again by Glamrock Foxy.
Hey.
And we've decided that we'll make another new series called Metro Glamrock Mayor and Glamorously Random Discussions. Basically talking about whatever the frick we want, and maybe occasionally bring up a video or two. Because it'd be very interesting to do such things, since Crafter's done that enough times, as you've clearly seen on his channel. For those who are watching right now.
Right.
So, I guess the first thing was, as Foxy and I were talking about earlier, talking about how some of us have those college classes going on during the summer, and how how Crafter only has one on every Wednesday at 9 o'clock in the morning, so that's a one-up for him, knowing him very well. And not only that, it doesn't even technically interfere with his Jeopardy series. And there's one thing that's really basically grinding my gears, if you will, regarding that Five Nights in Jeopardy ending music. Because I still can't even... Foxy, you saw the inaccurate things in the description of that ending music. Where it had, like, all the different things about it that makes it different from the actual version of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
You
might have to send me the link to that video because
I
don't recall watching it, and it was probably a while since I did watch it.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of college stuff going on lately.
Yeah, we have. We've had a lot of stuff going on. Then again, I feel like they actually might be right as of right now. Just one other thing that should have been mentioned about Five Nights in Jeopardy, though, is that the only other thing is that it's going to be recorded in two parts because of there being 4 rounds before final. And the fact that we decided to get a one-up on the Alex Trebek stage folk for their Celebrity Jeopardy thing that Ken mentioned a while back. So that's how we did it like that. So it was mentioned in the description, as I have clearly now seen. I just can't get over the fact that every time before the Jeopardy round, I gotta be like, let us begin the night shift. This is gonna be so good. And of course, doing the dollar amounts the way I did, which is 125 to 625 in round 1, doubling those in double and triple and quadruple. But I really can't get over the fact that I straight up decided to say that there's a daily double in each category every round. So each of the 3 night guards have a shot at doubling any of all their winnings, maybe even twice at a certain point in the game, in every round before final. I can't get over that.
I feel you.
Yeah. And that's going to hype more people up than could have ever been imagined. I swear it. Just the weird thing is how it feels like that I'm right about the amount of time that goes into every round for Jeopardy. But it's weird how we have it set up to like 12 to 4 a.m. in the FNAF 1 night shift, or at least the night shifts from almost every game. And then Final Jeopardy's like the last hour being 5 to 6.
Right.
Which even the 50 seconds worth of the theme music's a crazy thing. Which I would have never expected that to have happened.
Me either.
Especially, hear me out, Foxy. The fact that I actually figured out a way to make the think music last 50 seconds in my head from that one video I saw where I can't remember the name. It was where someone, I think his name is Javier XD or something like that. He made like a little bit of an extension to the current thing music, I want to say, and it made it like 45 seconds long, if not a little longer than that. Basically calling it 40 seconds think music or something. At least I think I'm right about that. I have to now search this up. I remembered this being like a thing. Yeah, there it is. The DXT Jamir, spelled with an X in that. And it's called Jeopardy Think Theme, long version 40 seconds. I still can't get over how good that video is. Oof, gotta adjust. Apparently my chair is not as easily to sit down on as I once thought it should have been. But anyway. Guess Funtime Foxy has not responded as I replied to his Discord link.
Aye.
Well, if he doesn't want to join, then he doesn't have to.
Nope.
And Crafter and I found out from Brandon that he said he would fill in for a voice actor for Glamrock Jackie for Jeopardy PowerPoint Edition Live if he felt like it.
Right.
Because he said that, and he even told us this, that he's not really much of a Jeopardy person when it comes to game shows.
Oh boy.
But hey, I told him I understood. And he was involved in Jeopardy intro bloopers, and he's still a part of it. And he even told us that he wasn't watching any logo blooper videos in a while, to be honest. But the funniest thing is, hear me out, Foxy.
Yep.
Me, CGI, Bill, Slats, Jackie, Tanner, Leo, and George, and of course, the glamorous golden teddy of the entire crew, Francesca Fazbear, have now been included on MGM logo bloopers rebooted by BHTV Network, NBC. That's right.
Oh boy.
But the way that Francesca debuted made me look like an absolute fool. And it'll be proven too in the episode when it, premieres tomorrow at 11 in the morning. I highly doubt Crafter will be even able to watch it then. Because who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
But Crafter did have the idea to set up a moment where Slats, after Microsoft Sam says something about having him fired or something, asking regarding something about calming down or something, getting out of Jackie's grill or something. And when he asks if he's going to get fired for it, if he doesn't, Slats then does that's it, I'm going to kick your ass. And then he points at Bill saying, then I'm going to reenact kicking your ass. And Bill's like, Slats, what did I do to you?
That's
and the craziest thing is, I'm going to head to the script right here, right now, and spoil a little bit more. Because Slats then says, you brought up a dumb gnome joke, you god dang moron. And originally what happened was, apparently when I introduced Francesca to the episode, she had mentioned that I broke something, and I was like, I broke something? Oh, crud. And the fourth wall breaks. Sam's like, will you stop with the fourth wall breaks? And Jackie's like, what's it to you if we don't? I just can't wait to see the Pastel Prime playlist, because I'm going to laugh like how I did when I saw a Crafter in the security office editing that series he had inspired by Bryce, aka the voice actor for Jackie, while scripting it, and that's what he's been doing still. And I was like, after he said, "You promised you wouldn't laugh," and I was like, going back to that video where I didn't expect that.
Oh boy.
And then we get to the, apparently it's where Jackie roasts Sam with CGI's logo. I would have never expected him to do that. The funniest thing about Bill freaking out about what Slats had said to him, it's like, "Slats, I didn't do anything. Why are you threatening me?" But apparently the episode is incredibly short.
Yep.
I think the dumbest part is that I just can't get over the fact that Leo gets after me for when I say, "Let's roll into CGI's new messed up logo fails, future Hollywood stars." And Leo's like, "Don't talk about my sister like that, Coffee. This is exactly why you are the world's dumbest lion." And I tell her, "You know what, Leo? I just realized I don't care. Anyways." And after the creator of all this says roll camera, CGI's like, "Just cue my logo." Like, she's already bored as hell from hearing me and Leo argue anyway. So there's not a big surprise there. And Mr. BHTV Network NBC, aka Belint, if you're watching this, sorry for giving some spoilers, my friend. I could not resist. I just couldn't resist. It just cracked me up just thinking about it. And knowing that it's going to premiere tomorrow at 11. Like, the hype is gushing out of my mane like a geyser full of, let's say, pizza sauce has just exploded out of my head.
Oh boy.
Yep. All right. There was another thing that I had on my mind. And this was for the PowerPoint that Crafter has for PowerPoint Edition Live Jeopardy. I had to help him rephrase one of the clues on one of the clues on the category within the nightclub category on the first round. I didn't like what was first written for it, for the correct response for it.
Right.
So I changed it up to have him read it as, "Dang, Fazcler's kicked out the manly trio of FNAF 1 out of their club for the song What is Love in its 7 mix made by this animator? That hurts."
Ouch.
Yeah. I'm not going to reveal what the correct response is just yet.
Yes, if I'm going to end up seeing that question, then please don't reveal the answer.
Right. Because not only that, but I also feel like that there would also be other issues going on with that, because the other two players would have a heads up on the correct response anyway, and then you and the other players would just try to cram your way trying to get it in first. Like, just violently try to buzz in first.
Right.
And Crafter wouldn't even be able to tell. And we had a little bit of a mess up with the correct response page when Crafter printed it out for Double Jeopardy's first category. And of course, he did have to rewrite the correct response for the next clue on that same category in the first round. Because we were talking about how the two animatronics in the nightclub with the same look have just about the same style of two outfits, and I just couldn't figure out a way to say it for the correct response. But anyway, the funniest thing about the second round category, though, I did not change the clues before I thought it was ready, or at least Crafter didn't. So he had to change the first 4 clues and then the correct responses with pen, because it still had the Christmas correct responses from that 3rd episode, where apparently you were not involved with it. It was, from what I remembered, Uop versus Brandon versus CyberGhost 12.0, aka the voice for FNAF 1 Bonnie. And let me tell you, since Uop's got a busier schedule than normal, he's not going to be able to make it to the first to 5 unless we can manage to get around his schedule to actually have him involved at a later point in time.
Yeah, that's always so tough.
Yeah. Also, I gotta unmute my, well, not unmute, but mute my mic real quick. Just Glamrock Espresso standing right outside my door because apparently Glamrock Zola accidentally got locked in.
Oops.
All right, I think we're safe to unmute now.
Sweet.
Sorry about that, folks. There was a lot of stuff going on in the background. All right. Now back to the discussion that. Oh man. There's one thing I really sometimes can't stand though. Since I've seen this about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, when it shows those it's either the yellow eyes or it's even the red eyes that they gave the animatronics in that movie.
Yeah.
People have made memes about if they were like smoking weed or something. So to counterattack that, let me bring in our good friend Funtime Stephen A. Smith. Or better yet, should I call him Sports Time Stephen A. Smith, to give a little heads up to those who have made those memes. And let me do it loud and proud.
Yep.
So, for those who are watching, be sure to cover your ears.
Uh-huh.
You're welcome for those idiots making those memes out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for those of you who are watching and heard about the Nintendo Switch 2, Crafter's mind, just as soon as he heard about the GameCube being a retro emulator on it, you would have thought his mind was exploding like fireworks on the 4th of July.
Yep.
Just like how our fine patriotic fellow of, let me try and find his name here on the list of the crew. He's on the list, of course. They call him Glamrock 4th of July Freddy because he has a humongous firework. I've seen it set off a plethora of colors. Yeah. And he did not call it Big Bertha like the original 4th of July Freddy did. In fact,
what did he call it?
As a matter of fact, he called it Loud but Independent.
Oh boy.
Which makes sense, though. It makes perfect sense. And apparently, going back to the list, our voice actors are also security guards in the plaza, as if we hadn't realized that before.
Yep.
Like, I'm staring down our voice actors' names right here. Well, technically, Crafter's got two. One being, of course, kind of like a joke thanks to Uwap that he has. I'm not going to say what it is, because that's the whole purpose of a surprise. Not spoil it. So, besides, I don't even know if Crafter's going to end up fulfilling this joke, because I don't know what's going to happen since he did the stuff that was needed for the first part of it all. But anyway. And he even started up with 3 different questions to DeviantArt user Glamrock Funtime Freddy's new Q&A box, or Ask and Dare box, featuring basically every single FNAF character that's known, like in the originals, going from Game 1 all the way up to Security Breach, including the other characters that may have been featured some way or another. And he started off with, once again, calling Funtime Foxy Mr. Showman. Yep. He asked one to Roxanne of all of them, which, and he asked Roxanne if it were possible for him, well, not for him, well, meaning Crafter had asked if he could learn the ways of playing the guitar through her. And it's because he started liking the guitar because of her for some reason. And then he asked to take a selfie with Funtime Chica. Oh my gosh, this voice actor of mine is rather interesting, if you have clearly seen.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the answers he had received from Funtime Foxy was, "This show's been going great. We've barely had any issues besides the occasional Karen or if the wet floor bots / helper bots decide to be a bit of a nuisance. Adorable ones, however, so we can't be mad at them." And then Roxanne answered that she's flattered that it's because of me, but unfortunately, she doesn't have the time to be teaching people. However, she did note out that there are on their website of learning how to play the instruments that a few of them use. I definitely probably would. More than likely, Crafter would too. And honestly, for the pose that Funtime Chica and him had for that selfie, they freaking rocked it. They rocked that selfie.
Oh, yeah.
So if I could pull it up right now, which I swear I'm going to do right here, right now, sharing the entire screen. I would share the audio, but what's the point in that? And there it is. That's like the baseline for the person asking the questions character that Glamrock Funtime Freddy designed. So just picture that as big head honcho owner crafter of the plaza striking that pose with Funtime Chica. Which I think he's drawn himself in that form where I think he's kind of got like that mumbo jumbo kind of suit, if I remember correctly about the artwork.
Yeah.
So that's probably what he was wearing during that pose.
Right.
But probably also did not have goblin ears, that's for certain. But I guess that was Glamrock Funtime Freddy's decision.
Yep.
Is there anything that you would want to talk about on tonight's episode of Metro Glamrock Mayor and Glamorously Random Discussions, Foxy?
Why, sure.
I can't speak. Anyway, what's up?
So my first year of college, I think it went really well.
Nice.
So this year over the whole year, I took Gen Ed Math, English Composition 1.
I took that one twice.
Twice?
Because I messed up so poorly the first semester. Oh my word. I procrastinated worse than probably worse than any one of us in the plaza ever has.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. But I did a lot better this semester. Anyways, continue on.
Then both of those classes were during my first semester.
Of course.
This semester, I took Intro to Biology Survey.
I'm glad I'm doing the information technology stuff. Not a fan of biology. Ugh. Kind of gives me the chills. Anyway.
English Composition 2 and Intro to Mass Communications.
Oh, nice. The math class I took this semester.
Yeah.
I breezed through the assignments, but it was the final exam that took my grade down from a B to a C, or at least from an A to a C. I was skyrocketing back with the wizardry that Crafter and I have obtained over the years. And going back to the notebook that Crafter and I had for that class, oh my gosh. I think Francesca's floor Francesca's jaw hit the floor of our green room. I remember seeing it happen. Crafter even drew the freaking proof, man. And it was during section, let me see here. I'm trying to see, it was one called Measures of Dispersion. I don't remember what section that was. Oh wait, it's right above Very Fun's top hat, 8.2. Like her jaw is like stretched out. She's like, "Jeez!" And she's basically calling me and Crafter the math wizards, or basically math wizards of Metro Glamrock Mayor. And he even wrote in our film reel for this craziness was math for math's sake. Like, where the hell is he going with that? And why would he do that? And then Tanner, he's shook up bad. He's like, "Holy Glamrock Coffee, what is this?" Can't even believe it. But the funniest part of all this, since I've mentioned Glamrock Tanner, me and him have an anthem.
Ooh.
Called "You're a Friend of Mine" by Clarence Clemens and Jackson Brown. And the only reason we selected that one is because we definitely are very good friends, but he's also the king of saxophone slaying in the plaza.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It honestly is incredible. Anyway. Is there any other things you want to probably bring up, Foxy, by chance?
Sure.
All right.
Next semester, I'm doing a history class.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up, let me pull that up.
I don't know if I want you to share it on Crafter's stream though.
Oh, I'm not going to.
Oh, okay.
But if I just have it in front of me, then I'll be able to see what I have.
Yeah.
So, I have an Eastern World Geography class.
Ooh.
U.S. history since 1865.
Oh, nice.
Reporting, writing, multimedia, film history, and a speech class.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I felt some deja vu from you mentioning a speech class, but I guess it is because of the fact that my professor and I did not end up on good terms during the time I was within that class, so I'm kind of glad I withdrew.
Well, in my class, it is required.
Yeah. It is required for my major as well, but I'm going to hold off on retaking it.
Yeah.
But when you mentioned film history, I was like, oh, yes. Like, I was getting ready to pull off the world's loudest version of Jacksepticeye doing a groan of, oh, yes. Like, that's going to be one thing that's going to be exciting to learn about. Like, I think Crafter and I have become, like, huge film history nerds at this point, because apparently we both, meaning me and Crafter, know about the history of the original MGM, and we basically remade it a little bit for our lore, meaning for Metro Glamrock Mayor, where it's technically 111 years old as of right now, as of April 10th, I want to say. So I saw the day of it's on a fan art thing that Angus McTavish, aka Angus Art Entertainment, made when the original MGM turned 100. I just gotta scroll down through thousands of related things to MGM. Well, technically 426, but you know where I'm going at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh, I was off. April 17th. But the same year that not only did we celebrate 110, the original celebrating 100 did that take place. But January 10th last year, Columbia celebrated 100. The Torch Lady herself is brought films for 100 years as well. But apparently, Universal and I think Paramount have been around longer than us, and I think the Warner Brothers as well.
Interesting.
Yeah, and in spite of them not being with us because of the friendship the crafter broke.
Yeah.
Which I dripped a tear on that one. I still can't believe he did that. But I think the Glamrock's crew, ever since 1924, so they're at 101. So their company's a little bit younger. But seriously, though, that friendly Wheel of Fortune rivalry, despite it really needing to have happened, I can understand where Twin Sen's mom was going with that. Because things can go a little haywire on the internet nowadays, so I can kind of see her concern. And we both realized it as the friendship had been broken. And that meant the plaza split. So that means the Studio Plaza company just split right down the middle after that.
Yep.
But hopefully sometime soon it'll be brought back together and used back into MGM TCG. But only time will tell, I guess.
Yep.
There was, apparently I found out not only from seeing the thumbnail for a Gmod version of Family Feud, but also trying to find a specific question from yesterday on the daytime airing of a Family Feud episode because of some coworkers that were going chaotic with the round 2 question. I've been trying to find yesterday's Family Feud episode, but it led up to finding out that there is a version of Family Feud that Steve Harvey ends up posting out in countries and continents like Africa and whatnot. Like, how does he do that? How could you do that? Film the one here in the US, but then film another one elsewhere?
Ooh.
Yeah. I was in shock. Like, I searched up, like, Crafter searched up yesterday's episode, and apparently this is from, apparently he's been to the one in Botswana. What other version has he been to? Well, it's just basically Botswana mostly. Apparently there's one in the Philippines.
Yep.
And I did not know about this. But apparently there's also one in Nigeria. Yeah. And now that I've seen a Jeff Dunham on Fast Money thing, apparently Jeff Dunham is going to be at, I don't know if you know about this location, but the State Fair of West Virginia.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's August 15th when he's going to be there. And apparently Crafter's superbly adamant about seeing the legendary puppeteer comedian on his tour. For that location anyway. But can I blame him? No, he is hilarious. Super hilarious if you've seen his stuff on YouTube. Especially the one where it's whoever that Spanish accented pepper is getting put in the vegetable steamer or something. Then of course Bubba J, which he sounds like he kind of puts me in the mindset of Glamrock Bill if he was drunk, or even Glamrock George if he was drunk. Freaking drunk. I cannot speak tonight.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But hey, stuff like that does happen.
Yep.
And it happens to the best of us, right, Foxy? I feel like there's some more stuff you could talk about aside from the college stuff we've been dealing with as of lately. So, is there possibly something like that you could mention? Like, aside from the college stuff? Unless there's not, we can still continue about the college stuff you've been talking about. But if there is anything else aside from that, so I feel like I've been doing most of the talking anyway. And I really don't want to be like a spotlight hog.
I feel the same way sometimes.
But there is one more thing I do need to show. So now this kind of gives the context to Uop's persona. I don't know if you've seen his profile picture in the Jeopardy PowerPoint Edition live streams or not. I don't know if he actually used it or not. But I do want to show this because this is just super friggin' hilarious. I mean, super funny. So, here's the picture. So, and it's titled that this gal right here, she was followed home. But because of the way it's set up, doesn't that kind of like jump scare remind you of Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island? Kinda. Where Shaggy's freaking out about seeing the zombies or something?
A little bit.
Like, I can picture this one right here screaming like Shaggy in that movie. Like, I can picture it in my head. So, that's hilarious how I can easily do that.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny though, because you might remember when Crafter mentioned that him and his, now at this very much late point in time, his ex had broke up 4 years ago on October 3rd. Well, that well, technically speaking, to make sense of the AU, if Sierra had ever been willing to allow her voice to be on YouTube for any reason whatsoever, it could have been possible that she would have voiced that character you saw up against, or like not up against, but next to the FNAF 1 movie, like completely red-eyed version of Chica.
Yeah.
And it would have been the same way. Seriously though, I'm kind of glad it worked out the way it did, because I'm telling you, she was tomboyish. I'm telling you.
Yep.
And the fact that she was taller than me by a little bit, it was kind of aggravating. Because usually if I'm in a relationship, I want to be the taller one so I can stand out more. I don't know if you're the same way, Foxy.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I figured we have that in common, because you'd rather stand out more than be smaller than the girl you're dating or almost married to at this point or whatever. Oh, did you see the poll that Francesca had asked about on Crafter's channel?
I don't think so.
Well, it's because the fact that Crafter had basically drew a new outfit for her. And so far there have been 6 votes on the poll where she had asked for which one should be the usual outfit, like the usual, and then have the swap between for temporary times. And so far the newer one is winning with the most votes. But to be fair, when you go to see this outfit after I DM you the poll that she has set up for it, Um, because I'm now trying to DM Bonnie now. Now I gotta get the link. Go. There's the post. You'll see it.
Yep.
I have to invite Bonnie now, so let's see why not. And we can I'll edit the stream later on to include. All right. Because apparently Bonnie did not know that there was a change in plans for the stream tonight.
Oh boy.
Because he thought that originally it was going to be Jeopardy PowerPoint Edition live of him versus the other person and apparently you as well.
Yeah.
But since I could not get a response out of the other player to find out if she had a YouTube channel or not, that's why I could not get the episode. And of course, Funtime Foxy not wanting to, of course, get involved. Yeah.
Right.
And I did shorten the final clue on Jeopardy PowerPoint Edition live because of the fact that that we well, at least I had to do something about it because I just couldn't believe how much, even if everyone knew it. All right, I did edit the lecterns. Oh, and just so you know, there is a thing on the PowerPoint scoreboard slide. You'll probably see it when we do the episode, first episode of the first 5. CyberGhost, you did not get the memo to change the username on your thing to FNAF 1 Bonnie and get a picture of Bonnie from FNAF 1 to make sense of what's going on in this live stream. Because we're just doing random topics of discussion. So, yeah.
All right, hold on. 1 minute.
All right.
Give me a second.
All right.
Sorry about that.
All right. It's all good. Yeah, anyways, there's a thing with all the scoreboards. Not scoreboard. Yeah, the lecterns nearby of them that show how many wins each of the players have. And it'll start off with being blank, but when either you, Bonnie, or the one filling in for Uwop, who goes by the name of Roseanne, wins, it'll then show either of any of you that did not win the game with 0, and then whoever won the game will have 1.
Right.
Because it's going to be like a first to 5, and whoever gets 5 games completely won will advance to the Tournament of Champions.
Right.
So I don't know why I did it like Second Chance meets the Tournament of Champions plus adding on the Invitational Tournament. I don't know where Crafter was going with that, but it was rather interesting, I'll say that. It's like he fused 2 different things together. Well, actually 3 different things because of it being like Second Chance Invitational Tournament of Champions all in one.
Ooh.
Like how did you do that with just having, let me try to think here. Because of Bonnie, you, Twinson, Uwop, and of course Brandon. I think who else was involved? just having 5 players and then have to swap them around here and there. Oh my gosh. And I feel like Funtime Foxy is right about this. I fear for Crafters Jeopardy PowerPoint Edition Live series having the wagering strategies being correct every time now. Because at this point, it's just become a tradition. You've been involved in it. Quentin's been involved in it. Oowop. Everybody's done it right. How? Funtime Foxy and I can't figure that out. And yet, hear me out, Foxy. We don't need that for when you, me, and Wild Main Leone prepare for Pop Culture Jeopardy for being Team Jeopardy Royale. I'm going to remind him to not... Yeah, I'm going to remind Funtime Foxy not to do the wagering strategies for our Pop Culture Jeopardy preparation. And for those of you who are watching right now, Glamrock Wild Main Leone is voiced by Crafter's good friend Landon Burdett, who graduated with him from high school in 2022. Just a FYI. All right. Welcome in, Bonnie. Glad to see you here for the first time ever. We've just been talking randomly about just different random things because basically the thing I could think of to do. So, anything you want to bring up to the giant plaza table of discussions?
No, I just want to see what's going on here.
Hey, I don't blame you. Just listen in on the convos and maybe even learn a thing or two from both of us. Right, Foxy? Foxy, why'd you mute, buddy? I'm gonna have to have the private chat and ask him. I bet she's on the phone to somebody right now. But I guess we'll find out. Yeah. Bonnie, I forgot to mention this. I should have told this to Foxy as well, but I apparently noticed that Crafter is struggling to get me back into kind of like reconceptualizing New Craft City, apparently. Because he's been slacking off, doing other things. He's even managed to try his best to get back into the style of mobile device style Fortnite controls. Why is he doing that? I don't know. But I really want to get him back involved on New Craft City to get it built. I mean, he's been quite a busy guy, so I kind of understand why he hasn't been doing that. But other than that,
I'm sure he'll get there.
Yeah, I feel that. But hopefully it'll be sometime soon because he did have a realization for the style that he wanted to set up for the city, where it's like 80s synthwave, kind of like the retro kind of stuff, where it's like the platforms are all black and everything else looks like neon lights. But I think he came up with another way to do it instead of just stained glass, black concrete, and some sea lanterns. I think he figured it out. So I think there were a few other things that could have been done with that style. But then again, realizing where things went wrong does take a good bit of time, though.
Yeah.
By the way, Bonnie, I do want to apologize on Crafter's behalf for that one time when he got hacked and then it ended up getting your Discord account hacked. That was completely his.
Yeah. Wait, who's
Yeah, it was.
Account? Oh, you meant Saragos's. Yeah, Saragos's.
Yeah.
I think you got confused there.
Yeah. The fact that his Discord account got hacked and it caused, of course, your voice actor's account to get hacked and all that crap. And seeing that you went ballistic over that, like, Crafter just his jaw just flopped through the floor.
He ain't the only one who got hacked. Neither did Cyrus.
Yeah.
Russia, Wolf Ransmore,
Oh
Jordan
no.
Edwards. Yeah, Damon, she got hacked too. Heck,
Well,
even yeah, also, Luxury Looney fan
oh no.
and Glamrock Foxy, I believe, also got hacked.
Yeah.
Like everybody's getting hacked left and right. Oh,
Was actually from. You want to know how it happened though? Is because Crafter's friend Pepsi Power got hacked and it caused him to end up getting hacked. But he got back in his account like I'd say 2 days after Crafter got back into his. And I did not realize, nor did Crafter realize this, that he was hacked at that time. Oh, also, welcome back, Foxy. What happened? Were you on the phone with someone?
I had to go take care of something.
That's fine. Bonnie and I were just talking about how at that one point when Crafter got hacked and it was because of someone else, that was just a crazy moment for all of us, really.
Yeah, my VA got hacked too.
Yeah. Oh, and a lot of the people that Crafter is in DMs with, most of them did not fall for it. Like Bonnie, your voice actor was one of a few that did. Apparently, Funtime Foxy, his voice actor fell for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was gullible. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was back then. He was like gullible at the time. So
yeah, and I don't feel
but
like
he ain't
anybody
doing that anymore. He learned his lesson.
Yeah, and of course, the funny thing is he had to create a whole new account, meaning his voice actor had to create a whole new account. And had to create a
I'm recovering. Yeah, it's fine. He's recovering.
Yeah. And as we have now learned from this, do not trust anything that starts off with having your username pinged within your DMs, because it could possibly mean that you're going to get hacked.
Right.
For a valuable lesson learned for those who are watching, you are absolutely welcome. But yeah, you were saying, Bonnie. Sorry for cutting you off.
By the way, he's my VA.
Yeah. Cyberghost 12.0 voices. Sir Bonnie here.
Well, he had told me that he was going to tell Crafter that he was going to do his like for tomorrow, I believe, but he had to cancel it due to personal reasons. Because I mean, he's going to go for a vacation. That's why he gave me.
Okay.
He's going on vacation, so.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. That's perfectly understandable. Hopefully, he has a good time. I
he should be back at the end of the weekend.
Oh, okay. That should be good. But I hope that vacation does go very well.
Yeah, well, he told me he's going to Galveston.
Oh, wow. That's a good long ways out. One thing I will say, though, is that last vacation Crafter went to was Virginia Beach. Oh, my word. At the time that they went, or at the time that he went with his parents and his father's best friend, the waves were rough, man. Like, I think he ended up with his face in the sand at one point. So he gave up going to the beach side of Virginia Beach to go to the hotel in kind of out, like indoor and kind of outdoor at the same time, swimming pool, to avoid hurting his face even worse, because he did slam his nose into the sand a little bit. And from what I remembered, it hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I even remember at one point, Crafter's father had to cut holes in the pockets of his trunks because they kept on filling up with sand.
Oof.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know how in the world that even happens. Like, I wouldn't do that even if I was out and about at the beach having to deal with that. I'd just pull the pockets out and just let all the sand fall out of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I do want to mention a really hilarious thing. So, I don't know if you saw this anywhere, Bonnie, but I made certain that to make sure that Crafter is aware that he's been telling everybody about how he made my pajama shirt in real life. Technically, because usually my pajama shirt's like white, and it's a t-shirt, of course, but he had to do a light gray version of it. And because of that, he's been wanting to get a pair of black pajama shorts with gold stars on them just because I wear that to sleep in. And I'm like, this dude is trying to become a humanoid copycat. I swear it.
Dang.
Yeah. And the funniest thing is whenever I'm in my, I guess you'd call it the gotcha art style, I can't really show off the full art for art's sake writing because of one simple thing, and that being they don't have an option to have a custom logo on the shirt, or even if the character wears a hat, or even an eye patch. It just doesn't have that option. But I think Life 2 almost gave a really good lightning bolt. I think. If they had that, it would have been perfect for Francesca, any version of Freddy, for the Glamrock purposes, of course. But they've nailed Foxy down perfectly, getting his style. They've also nailed your glam-rocking looks too, Bonnie. They've gotten the Glamrock version of you nailed down perfectly for the shirt logo style. And amazingly enough, they have the
Yeah, but
star
they
shape.
didn't feature him in the games.
Oh yeah, that's right. But they did have presets though, featuring your style too. I don't know how in the world that's even possible, but it was. Like
I think they were originally supposed to put him in the games, but
I think
they probably turned it to Monty, I believe.
Yeah, and from what I remembered from the lore, looking it up, it was stated that Monty had thrown him off a 20 feet high platform or something. But there's some AUs out there where they said it was because some sort of virus infected him, and he had requested Monty to throw him off a 20 feet high platform or something. But I feel like that would be also incorrect.
Probably.
Yeah. I was looking through the horror presets, thinking that your friend Freddy would be on this page. Nope. It was not. Unless it's under the animals, possibly? Check there. Still looking. Wait a minute. Check Halloween real quick. Might be there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes, same.
May have been somewhere else where I saw it. May have been in another gacha game where I saw it. But then again, I've seen some people do some pretty daggone good designs of any of the original FNAF stuff. Even like any other versions of the games. Like they've done a dang good job with it. Yeah.
Do you all want to talk about the updates for the new FNAF movie 2 movie?
Oh, I did not hear about that. But I did hear about the FNAF 2 movie, I will say. I'm just anticipating one thing though.
What would that be?
For Toy Freddy to have his ultimate custom night voice. but I don't remember who voiced him for that. I may search that up right here, right now. Searching it up now. Darren Roebuck. I'm hoping he is voicing Toy Freddy in the FNAF 2 movie. The same way he did. There's a full-on IMDb page of the game. So, do you know who voices?
Sure they'll probably be muted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they'll probably be.
I thought they were gonna have like voice actors and whatnot. Dang.
They could. They could, but my personal guess, they'll probably be muted.
Yeah, they probably won't bring in the voices till probably either Sister Location or later if they ever do that kind of movie.
Yeah, but for what I heard for now, I think the second trailer will come out in June 1st. That's I heard updates about that.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I was looking at as I was also looking at the Ultimate Custom Night people who did the voices. Apparently 2 people did a voice for Funtime Foxy. Diesel Medina and Joe Gaudet, or Godet or something. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Ain't Funtime Foxy non-binary?
I highly doubt that, because knowing that voice style, definite dude. I mean, I've seen people make AUs where Funtime Foxy's on.
If you look more closely, he has more feminine torsos and like.
Well, he is
long
pink,
fingernails
so.
and
Yeah, he does have that.
Yeah, and he has eyelashes too.
Yeah, no, that threw me off
personally
too.
think he's non-binary.
Huh. I'd never guessed that. But seriously though.
Yeah.
I'm honestly I was scared of whoever voiced Nightmare though. Yeah, Eric D. Ward. He basically put, as of knowing Nightmare's voice style, put me in the format of thinking it was Unicron from the 80s Transformers film. Like, oh shit, we got Unicron in a FNAF body.
Orson Welles?
Yeah, straight up Orson Welles.
Voiced Unicron in the 86 movie.
I think they have a similar voice style. Like, they are similar for the character style, like Orson Welles with Unicron.
But that would be impossible for.
Well, yeah, because Orson Welles has been dead for a long time.
If they would have brought back Orson Welles to do. Yeah, exactly. He died in 1985, I believe. And they came.
Yeah, right as they made the movie. Yep.
A year before the movie came out.
Yep. And then I'm not really happy with how Rockstar Bonnie sounds. Yeah. But I will say though, Bonnie, your Rockstar counterpart from Pizzeria Simulator, not really a fan of his voice. He sounds like someone messed his voice up to where it sounds like he's not really singing. It's just like random music notes through his voice. Yeah. Not that it's anything against you, it's just that the fact they did that to Rockstar Bonnie just it annoys me. Because they could have done something way better. At least that's how I feel. Because your voice in Ultimate Custom Night was pretty daggone good, I will say. But I honestly think the fact that someone almost accurately did a voice for Pig Patch in the Oddities roleplay for Minecraft. It's just amazing. But the funniest thing about it, though, where did Bonnie leave?
Apparently he did.
Huh.
Yeah, weird.
Anyway, I was saying that for Pig Patch, the voice actor for him on the Oddities roleplay almost sounds like another friend of Crafter's for some reason. He keeps saying that. I'm like, there's no way that's a friend. Besides, what happened, Bonnie? What happened? You lag out or something?
I was trying to look up a video, but then I got disconnected.
Oh, yeah. I guess that happens on mobile.
Yeah.
From what I've heard. I was saying that someone that Crafter knew was under the assumption from him that he was thinking that his friend that was a few grades below him when he was in high school, and I think this friend of his was still in middle school at the time, and he, for some reason, thought that this friend of his voiced the Oddities roleplay version of Pig Patch, despite the fact that the person who voices Pig Patch in the Oddities roleplay comes pretty daggone close to the Ultimate Custom Night Pig Patch, I will say. But I can kind of see it, but I also can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then... Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to mention about Rockstar Foxy. So there's another alternate reality of me, of course, and it was part of a diner called Francisca's Golden Coffee Country House Diner or something to that effect. And somehow through that AU, those two got teleported to our plaza and have become Glamrockified as well, but they're still their normal selves in that AU too. However, there was a song that they would usually perform, and they always said it was a joke regarding Rockstar Foxy's bird, his little parrot companion. And it was a Charlie Brown song, too. And why they performed that just to be funny with Rockstar Foxy, because he didn't really appreciate that, knowing Rockstar Foxy very well. He did not like that. And the song is called Little Birdie. It's by Vince Guaraldi, well known from the Charlie Brown stuff. But I will say, though, every time Rockstar Foxy has heard that song, he'd be like, he says stuff like, "Who's poking fun at me, bird?" And I face palm him every time, and I'm like, just chillax. It's just a song, buddy. I'm just glad Glamrock Foxy doesn't do the same thing. Because he does also have a parrot companion, but he does not get mad about it. Have you, Foxy?
Nope.
See? Exactly. Now, Bonnie, I don't know if you saw that community post where Crafter had mentioned something about practicing guitar when he said he was going to start doing that. He only has for like a few days here and there. I feel like he hasn't gained enough time to actually full on try to do it like every other day like he wanted to. And he posted that a month ago. So I probably need to share that with you and Foxy as well.
Right.
Yeah. So now for whatever you do, Bonnie, do not click the link until after stream so that way you're still here. Just want to give that heads up. So there I have shared it. But he's been slowly getting to the chords, I want to say, because he was trying to roll straight into a song so he could pull off a cover of it so that way he could avoid copyright on his other channel. But I'm like, You gotta start off simple.
Mm.
So he realized that, and he started off practicing certain chords, and for some reason he's been using the capo, which he has no idea what he's doing to use that anyway. So I kind of fear that he's gonna at one point break his own father's guitar, but so far he hasn't, but I just really hope that he doesn't as well at any point in time, because then I feel like he wouldn't even be able to voice me if that were to be the case. So that's how that's set up. I need to adjust my headphones again.
Hold on, guys. I'm still looking. I'm looking.
Okay. I'm looking at something. Okay. Oh, I just realized I could have added something. I'm going to go ahead and add this at the bottom. I am going to edit that though, if I can. Edit it. All right. Almost put that in the wrong spot. Go. There we go. Oh, wait, I'm not even gonna bother changing the color. It's fine. There we go. I figured I'd put that down at the bottom, just so that way whoever's watching can know what we're doing. So that way they can have a little easier understanding of why we're talking about the randomest of things. I've held this corrector response paper out in front of my face for Jeopardy! PowerPoint Edition Live that Grafter has set up. Foxy, one thing I am questioning of him is why is it every time when your voice actor is on Jeopardy! PowerPoint Edition Live, or no matter what Jeopardy! That they're doing, he always brings up that category of scrambled television. I don't understand it. Why does he do that? He has never told me, and it's almost as if he has a reason for doing it, but he does not want to give away the reason. So he's probably going to want you guys to make a hypothetical theory of why he has always done that. So Bonnie, I'll start with you. Why do you think he would do that every time?
So, I'm gonna be honest, man. I was so busy looking for that in that video, I got a little sidetracked. So I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying attention.
The thing I was talking about was how Crafter has always brought up a category of scrambled television on Jeopardy! PowerPoint Edition Live every time that Glamrock Foxy's voice actor has been involved, or even any other version of Jeopardy! That's been on his channel. Like, why has he been doing that? Why do you think he's been doing that every time that Glamrock Foxy's voice actor has been involved? Like for the first game and maybe even more.
I don't know.
Well, I would really like to know from him, but he's not willing to say. Foxy, do you have a hypothetical idea on how and why he's been doing that?
I'm sorry, say that again.
So, you've probably noticed how your voice actor has been, and this is like twice in a row for the Jeopardy PowerPoint edition stuff, how for the first episode from both, there was the category of scrambled television. So why do you think that Crafter's been doing that? Thinking that it's your voice actor's favorite category.
Maybe because you thought it would be my strength, or maybe you like the category personally.
That might be what it is, but I really want to find out from Crafter himself. But that is a good hypothetical theory to why he does that. I love it. And I think Bonnie would have said the exact same thing if he had, like, I guess if he had wanted to think that would be the reasoning. Oh, I gotta mute.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Never mind. There's like a brief moment. I do believe. And then there was another category that used to be used probably a boatload on the live stream version, and it was basically Cards Against Humanity prompts. We've seen that pop up in the previous 3 episodes. Bonnie, you were there. Foxy, you were there.
Yeah.
Well, via voice actors anyway. Because
Yeah.
I was there too via Crafter as the host. And I think the best one was the Christmas ones, because I still can't believe Crafter scarred the audience on that one, for the one where it said that I woke up on Christmas morning and found blank. He basically ratted me out for what Francesca did 3 years in a row at the plaza during the month of December. And I am not going to say what it is unless I were to type it in the private chat, because I don't think anybody would want to know about it. Even if I were to type it in the private chat, I feel like one of you would accidentally say it out loud. So it's kind of embarrassing for me, because it cost me to be in parts and services for like 3 hours on Christmas Day 3 times in a row. So I think the third time it happened, it was a wake-up call for her to stop doing this said thing. And then there was another Cards Against Humanity prompt that I remember seeing. And I'm trying to remember. I think it was another one of those Christmas ones, but it was like, man, who the heck steals blank? That's Grinching for sure, I think it was the clue. I think the funniest one, let me see, I gotta get to it. It was funny. I gotta remember where it was at.
I'm running out of time, Russ, and I'm about to have it all soon. I have some other stuff I would like to address requested by Cyrus Ghost.
Okay, go right ahead, Bonnie.
He just want to let Crafton know that if he's interested in being part of these projects he's working on, he will be happy for you to be one of the storyboard artists and one of the VAs for some of the characters he's developing.
Okay, I think you'd be more than willing, as long as he doesn't have to have things due by the Wednesdays, of course, because he's got an English class on Wednesdays at 9 o'clock in the morning, starting next week. So I think that should be something he could do, as long as the time frames are on the Tuesdays and Thursdays because he's got a part-time job then, anywhere from 3 on, and then Wednesday's just out because of the schooling, and then Mondays and Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays, they're perfectly available for him anyway.
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's how Crafter's schedule is set up as of right now. So he should be available for that project of Cyber Ghosts.
I mean, he has 2 projects working.
Oh, nice.
One is the one that's coming out on
One of them
2029, and the other one is be released around the year 2030.
Ooh,
Somewhere between there.
that'd be cool.
Because he just started production on it. And right
that's
now
great.
he's gathering some. I mean, the second one he's doing now actually will have dialogue in it, and it's a biopic.
Cool. That's awesome.
I'll give you a hint who's going to be about. He's known as one of the most greatest military generals in history.
Okay. I think I might know who you're talking about then. At least I hope I know who you're talking about. It's like I have a general idea in my head.
Give me his name?
I'm going to take a wild shot out of the dark and take a wild guess and say that it's one of the 2 from the American Civil War, either Grant or Lee.
Then he's not.
Oh. Has something to do with World War I or II then. I really
interesting idea actually.
okay.
I would actually tell him that you give him another idea.
Okay. You can do that. Is there anything else you need to say before you head out, Bonnie? By chance, real quick?
No. Well, all right. I'll tell you who it is.
Okay.
It's Napoleon Bonaparte.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that ought to be really exciting. I can't wait. And nor can Craft.
I know there's a bunch of movies that did say it similarly like that, but most of them were not really historically accurate.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
He decided to go a more historic, accurate way.
Yeah.
In the actual language instead of English dubbing.
Oh my word! Okay.
I mean, there was some English dubbing in the movie because there are some English characters, but
yeah,
it's mainly Napoleon who is not going to be speaking English.
I'm guessing Napoleon's first language was French. I think.
He is French.
Yep.
He is Corsican.
Yeah.
He was born in Corsica.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
In case you don't know, Cyber is actually a very big fan of history, so that's mostly why he wants to do this project.
Hey, I can't blame him. And heck, even Crafter's father is a fan of. He's more into like the American history and stuff like that. But he is into historical kind of stuff.
Yeah. As for Cyber, he also likes US, but he also loves world history too.
Yeah.
Like he's very fascinated in its culture.
Yeah, and apparently Crafter's dad has been getting mind blown at hearing about the worldwide historical stuff on shows like The Unexplained, Unbelievable, and stuff like that. Like, some of that stuff honestly blows crafters' mind, and sometimes my mind because I overhear it. Somehow, from my green room going all the way up to their security room. Anyway,
unlike the project from unlike he's working on right now, the first one, he said that it's going to be 3D animated.
Nice.
Well, this one will be 2D.
Okay, that's understandable. And
we'll have. Yeah, he's thinking for a little like a book like animation, or you think about Spider-Verse, right? Those Spider-Verse animations.
Oh yeah, that
it's kind of like, but remove the 3D modeling and keep the 2D effects on these.
Oh, nice.
On the characters, then he's going for that route.
Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that's for the first project. He's doing a hyper-realistic animation.
Oh, nice. That's gonna be exciting.
A horror movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, but he needs to take a lot of time to animate both of them.
Yeah.
All at once.
Yeah. And that stuff does take a lot of time.
Probably take him a very long time.
I could imagine so.
But since he got his new drawing board, he just got recently, and a new laptop that helped him animate better, he'll probably get this done ASAP.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds super exciting.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head off because my VA is about to wake up early in the morning because he's gonna go on vacation, and also my phone is almost about to be dead, so I had to hop off quick enough so I can charge it.
All right, understandable.
All right,
it's a pleasure to have you on here, Bonnie.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to. And also, Glamrock Foxy, it's a pleasure meeting you.
You too.
Yeah, we'll see you sometime soon, Bonnie.
Yep.
All right. I hope I'll be invited back here anytime soon.
Oh, definitely. You will be back here soon, Bonnie. I guarantee it.
All right. Hasta la vista.
All right. See ya. All right. I gained another Crafter gained another notification, and it was from the first Discord of the Wops Club. Let's see what it was. It's general chat.
Yep.
Oh yeah, the fact that his main night guard, Aiden Lone Star, gained 3,000 subscribers, and has finally done his first live stream. Yeah. Yeah. And from what I've noticed on Crafter's channel, he's 1,300 behind Aiden from what I've seen. I would watch Aiden's stream here on our stream, but I highly doubt Crafter's computer is going to handle that very well.
Same.
Now, I'm trying not to laugh as I have heard, I've eavesdropped in on Crafter, thinking about an idea that he has not ever said to anybody yet.
Yeah.
But it's based off of the project he's been working on, inspired by Glamrock Jackie's voice actor, aka Bryce Dawson. And he's bringing the majority of the characters of that series into real life somehow.
Really?
Yeah, even through the different rooms in his house, where even the one I'm currently in, which I kind of consider like my green room, kind of. that I share with Francesca Fazbear, which in reality, it's just his bedroom anyway. And I'm telling you, it's a very cluttered, messy bedroom, I will say. Normally, the green room that I share with Francesca is not this messy if you were to have seen it. But I'm glad that the camera on his laptop messed up and it will not be able to be seen.
I see.
Yeah. The fact that oh no, I don't even know if I should be. Oh gosh, there's this person on the internet that Crafter had recently discovered called Driver 3 Joe or something.
Yeah.
And he does a bunch of YTP reactions. The best two that he has, from what Crafter has said, is the one about the Penguins winning a trip to Las Vegas, and then the other one is titled "Finding Crack," which the thumbnail for Finding Crack one, where it's also titled "Losing My Shit." Oh, just the fact that he's trying his best not to laugh so hard. You could have probably easily seen that the thumbnail's cracking him up, and every time Crafter has seen that thumbnail, he's laughing so hard. I know it sounds crazy to me to say it that way, but you know what? It's fine. Dang, damn it. And I'm still trying to find the one where the Penguins of Madagascar, they win a trip to Las Vegas. Oh my gosh. The fact that YTP had a little bit of a moment where it was like, where it's like, Skipper's like, something's missing. And then the one that sounds like he's either Shockwave as a penguin or something like that or whatever, he's saying, cranberries, check. Eggnog, check. Chocolate shake, check. Weed, check. Seasoned curlies, check. It's so funny. I just got to play that one moment. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
And I've heard Crafter laugh at it, and as I finally started laughing at it, it's hard to resist. So I'm gonna share the screen, but also play the audio. It's just so funny. Oh shoot. Oh, duh. It helped if I clicked the thing. Almost had a fail upon myself. Not surprising. Oh, it's almost on the right spot. And Crafter did comment on this video, though, noting out that at the part where he says weed, he said he was. I don't remember the exact phrasing. Okay. Yeah, he said weed check. I'm fucking dying. And he has like 4 crying with dying of laughter emojis or something. It was crazy funny, I guess. But someone did comment the moment where he was like, chocolate shake, check, weed, check, but they misspelled seasoned curlies and wrote seasoned curlers, check. So here it is.
Chocolate shake, check, weed, check, seasoned.
Oh boy.
Check.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is. Crafter has got an insane sense of humor, I will say. But sometimes it's good. I will say that.
Yep.
I'm kind of in shock of him, though, because he does have an Excel sheet for the Newgrass City Let's Plays. And he even has one for the Pop Culture Jeopardy team that he's formed with you, with the voice actors of us, meaning your voice actor, Glamrock Wildmane Leon's voice actor, once again, Funtime Foxy at the announcing helm. Amazingly enough, he picked Doo-Wop to be the coach. Oh, I forgot I moved the file. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see here. There it is. Now, you want to know how I set it up?
How do you set it up?
He set the team. He set up the New Craft City Let's Play thing for the win lists for New Craft City on the Excel sheet. Starting off with the team color code, the team Metro Original Glamrock Mayor. Your team name has been changed from all rock, like all hands and rock music on deck or something, to all R&B vibe on deck. Then there's the Nightclub Gang, Brewing Sisterly Love, Glamorous Dancers, Glam Rocking Worldwide Part 1, Security, Fun Times with Zany and Toy Gamers, the On the Hour News, and the Biblical Glam Rock Speakers. There's Let's Play wins by team. And then there's, of course, a solo color code. And it's a pretty long one so far. Looking at all this, it's insane.
Yeah.
And going by the list, going back to team code, and going by how many teams is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's 14 players per team. That's 100. No, wait. Doing the math, 70 times 4. Wait, 7 times 14. That's 98 players that have got a color already.
Really?
Yeah. And the list is still not done because there's still a lot more teams to go. Because most of it is based off the plaza anyway. And of course, there's the solo Let's Play win, meaning that whoever wins the Let's Play, like if it's not for their team, it's for the solo side of things, their color will be on that list. Like for the, even as the difficulties grow,
Very interesting.
Yeah. The next thing that has to happen though is that as they grow in difficulties, it'll always change. And apparently there's been more Let's Plays to add to the decision wheel, but it can only handle 510. But he's came up with more ideas. And how, I do not know. So I now must not customize, but upload, because apparently he saved them.
Yep.
He has saved some of those wheels that he has for the New Craft City stuff. He even has an after hours decision thing, but that's just for like it's kind of like the after party of every 5 New Craft City Let's Plays. Gotta look through the Let's Play list to see what he's added down at the bottom. Yeah, it's apparently, have you heard of the card game? Or even this on infomercials, but wait, there's more?
I don't believe I have.
I'm surprised you haven't. Because that's usually popular within infomercials, but wait, there's more. And every time Crafter's heard that, he's basically said, there's always more. I mean, it's true, and it's even, Foxy, you've bound to have heard that on the Inside Jeopardy podcast too, that being one of their segments. Like, I place a $15 bet on it. It's just deep down, I feel that you have.
Yep.
Good old Sam Buttrey having that one.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, for the But Wait, There's More in Newcraft City, there's apparently, looking at this list, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different versions because of the themes that he went with. There was just the one in general. There's one based on FNAF games where we can create our own FNAF game and then throw it out there. There's Ideas for Us. Apparently Appalachian Gaming, which has yet to be a thing. And apparently we can't get that series to be in Gmod now because Crafter's Computer has made it abundantly clear that too many games is wasting the data. And I've tried helping him uninstall quite a few things to help
Bummer.
lighten up the storage space, but he can't get rid of everything that's causing it, which is sad.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I have that issue sometimes too, where I'm unable to uninstall stuff.
Yeah. And it's aggravating. And sometimes we always ask that question, isn't technology great?
Yeah.
And even
sometimes it can be a pain in the butt.
Yeah. People that work at grocery stores that have to deal with the tech side of checking people out at their checkouts and whatnot, they have the same issues too.
Yeah.
Like, Crafter has seen it happen twice. Well, actually not twice, but a lot as of lately. Which is not surprising.
Nope.
And apparently there is a card game version of it that Crafter has seen on the Achievement Hunter channel.
Jeopardy?
Not Jeopardy. Achievement Hunters played a card game called But Wait, There's More, where they're trying to make their own commercial based off of some sort of item.
Oh.
Yeah. And the funniest part of that whole video is where apparently the guy known as Trevor Collins did a funny thing where he was like Phil Swift trying to be like, I'd like to display now the power of flex tape.
Oh yeah, Trevor was actually the one who, when they had their Jeopardy Tournament of Champions, Trevor won it.
Yeah, I was in shock of that, really. Because I didn't see him actually have won that. Like, I was not expecting that.
So you were not expecting Trevor to win?
No, I was expecting Jeff to win it. Knowing him and how he won the first ever Let's Play of Jeopardy on that channel.
Yeah,
when Ray was still apart.
If I remember correctly, I think it was Jeff begging for the final category to be animals.
Yeah. So that way he could have had a flashback back to the very first Let's Play of Jeopardy. Was that the reason?
Yeah, and have an easy victory but he would have to get lucky. He would have to hope that the other two wouldn't be able to figure it out.
Yeah. But the way that Brian had lost on the Tournament of Champions was hilarious because he said, and you know what screwed me is dang that, and no wonder because she has fricked things up for years. It's freaking Sarah Palin saying I can see Russia from my house because apparently the category was traveling the globe, and we used that once on Jeopardy PowerPoint Edition. At least Crafter and Jake did through one of the episodes. And Funtime Foxy's voice actor got it right. Your voice actor got it right. But we did find out that Charles actually wanted to be the announcer for Jeopardy PowerPoint Edition after they swapped over to having it as a live stream version.
Right.
Which
yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. I have an early morning tomorrow where I'm going to go for a follow-up for my foot. Are you there? Crafter, you there?